rest of them.
Gotcha.
I think if they were all like symmetrical, there weren't like gaps and no gaps. I think. And like this was nice. So it got crinkled up being put up in Christmas, but.
Well, hi. You caught us trying to figure out how to better our craft. I'm Mama Allie. If the background looks familiar, it's because my husband is McTucky1, and he's encouraging me to share some of the crafting that I do with my girls, for my girls. This year for Christmas, I had to go back and step back because a lot of times I get bored with my crafts and I just kind of put them away until I need them again. Or the girls say, hey, Mom, I want to do this. How do I make it work? And this year for Christmas, the girls kept looking at different things like hair bows and chokers because they're really in style, or the big gaudy rings and that kind of stuff. And money was real tight this year just because McTucky had so many health problems and things. So I had to get a little creative and think about what the girls really wanted and what I could do to make their Christmas special and still give them some things they wanted. So in the past, I had used some different things, and I started digging through all my craft stuff that I've saved through the years and stuff that we've bought for them too, and kind of got into their stash a little bit. But I ended up making, this is a hair bow, and they're a little bit different style because the girls are a little different styled on their own. And this one is also a hair bow. And then we made some of the rings. We were at shopping last week and noticed that the big gaudy rings at a couple of the stores that the girls like to shop at were like $15. And so I just kind of started thinking along those lines. And thankfully my girls are kind of slow sometimes. So I pulled out my ribbon and my beads and everything and would say, hey girls, what do you think about this? Do you think this is pretty, or do you think these colors go together? And even Lacey was sitting next to me when I was making this ring, and I said, well, it was just the pink little flower, and she said, well, why don't you put some beads on it? And kind of sit there and talked me through making this ring. And this is actually Lacey's, what she was so laughed about so much at Christmas. So I'll give you that back. They're being nice and let me borrow their things again. And some of it, if you notice, there's glass pieces on them. This ring has a button on the front. You can just kind of dig through the things that you have and use on a regular basis. If you think outside the box, like McTucky always tells me to do, he's always saying, hey, think outside the box. What's another way you could use that? Or look around the house and see if you can find some things to make that work. And we did, and it was a great success. I found elastic from sewing, clothes and stuff, and used that for ring bases. Found some of the clear glass kind of beady things. They're just flat on one side and kind of clear on the other.
Aren't they decorations or whatever?
Yeah, they're actually, you find these in normally the floral department at your hobby stores, and basically they're normally put like in the base of jars with flowers. And what I did was, I don't know how well you can see them in this video, but like this one, I got on my computer and found the letter S for my Shelby, and she likes kind of Victorian-y stuff. So I found a Victorian print, and I made a big S, and then I just used some basic clear glue and applied it to one of the glass beads. It magnifies it a little bit, so it makes it look really cool. The only bad thing with doing this is you need to do several, which I'll get into at another time. McTucky just was really encouraging and thought I could share some of the things that we do, so I'll go more into detail, I guess, later on. The girls also like chokers, so we did, this is Lacey's, and these two are Shelby's. And Lacey's, she had been looking at some stuff online and said, hey, Mom, that's such a pretty flower, and I so happened to be smart and save it for future purposes, and I used it. Shelby is into, this one's really hard and really, unless you're up close, but it's a print of the Van Gogh Starry Night, and Shelby actually helped me make this one too, unknowingly. So it was a lot of fun. I used you girls, didn't I?
Yeah, the things that Mom made for us, she us what pictures we thought would be best. And she even looked at us and told us, this might be a good Christmas idea, wouldn't it? And, we sat there and helped her make them. And we got them. We were so shocked and so happy and stuff when we got them. And, yeah, they're homemade, but that's what I think makes them even more special. So.
And I had to learn how to make different shapes out of ribbon and do different, because I wasn't going to spend any money since money was tight. I was going to use what I had. So I pulled out my ribbon box, which, by the way, this is another task you will see hopefully later on from McTucky One. I saw a stand to hold ribbon and make it more purposeful, and at the store, and it was like $15. And I know McTucky loves to keep all kinds of things around the house, so that when one of us girls comes and says, hey, we need this, he'll pull out something and magically make it work. And so hopefully that'll be a project he works on, because this basket is not working. And like to bead, I just randomly found this we pick stuff up when we're out and about and we see really good deals on things, and we figure we'll use it later. This was actually a guinea pig or bunny rabbit feed bowl.
Out of all the mysterious animals we've had.
Yeah, and I think we maybe paid 50 cents or $1 for this silly thing, and it actually is just the perfect size and depth for me to do some of my beading out of when I'm just doing some random stuff. And it worked really well for like when I was doing the ring part for this. It just was very handy. I have used all kinds of things, shish kebab skewer. That actually helped in making this flower, which is on another project I'm working on for the girls.
That's my favorite thing when my mom decided to use the shish kebab shoot.
I want to make sure you guys can see. She really put some effort into making that look like a flower. I know my camera really sucks, but this is very, very beautiful. It's very, very floral. Hopefully you can see some of that. I'm not sure if you can. Here you go, Mama Allie.
But later on, I guess I'll go into, this was ribbon, and now it's this flower, and it's going to be a part of another project. So hopefully I'll be able to share that with everybody. Some of the basic things, I don't have like all the fancy beading tools. Pair of just good scissors. Favorite tool in the whole wide world, hot glue gun and glue sticks. Would not be able to function without them.
Weren't those Dad's?
Yeah, they were. But as he always tells me, tools are made for more than one purpose. You just have to think it through. And these used to be some of the stuff he would use around the house when he was doing some electrical things. And I started going through his tools, and then I said, hey, this is what I need. And McTucky, the way he is, said, well, hey, why don't you try this? It'll work better for you. And through trial and error, we found some really good tools in his toolbox, which are now in my toolbox. So just, you don't have to go out, and again, one of the things that we always talk about is you don't have to go out and spend all of your money to do things, one, to relax, because doing these kinds of things are very relaxing to me, especially at the end of the day. Just kind of kick back and relax and be a little crafty and creative. And the other thing is to make things for people that you love, things that they enjoy.
It's a good family activity. It brought me, my mom, and sister together, because me and my sister are the biggest blondes you'll ever meet. And Mom tried teaching us, and she taught us several different things, and I've made a couple of my own hair bows, and they have turned out so weird. But Mom always says,
so perfect.
Yeah, Mom says, they're perfect because they fit you, and the things that Mom says to make us smile, it just makes the bows and rings and earrings and everything even better. So it's a good family activity.
So the next time we meet, hopefully you'll tune in for the next video. I'll show you. I will probably go over just getting started on some of the basic buttons or whatever we want to call these. I haven't come up with, and how we did that just to get that started, because the girls know how to do that now and kind of enjoy playing with it, and that'll help me make some new things for them as well. I really hope you enjoy this. I hope it piques anybody's interest, and thanks Thanks a lot.